YouTube. Okay, so I was inspired to do this one because a client came to me and said, Liz, I don't have enough time to do the audience build strategy we had put together for her. And this is what I want you to understand about time and also about building your business, right? Because I always talk about this. It's all over my channel. And if it's not, it'll be all over my channel. There's only three things you need to concentrate on when you're building your online business, particularly for service providers, i.e. all you beautiful coaches out there, consultants, and people who help people with their tech. It's all service, right? So not the product, but a service. Is the first thing you need to have is an audience. To get an audience, you need a strategy, one that helps you grow your audience. So when I talk about that, I usually talk about the three common ones, which is an organic strategy, a paid strategy, or of course, the final one, my favorite, a collaboration strategy. These are strategies, right? So you can have a project plan. It'll tell you the tasks to do. That's what I give my clients, right? I give my clients a project plan. Why a plan? Because what business do you know that's successful that doesn't work off plans? Plans keep us focused. They start with the end in mind, so we know what we're going to create, and then we work backwards. And here's the other thing that people don't know about plans, because oftentimes you hear all these words, but they're not from planners, which is what I spent my life doing, is they allow you to understand before you even start what could go wrong and what you will do about it. So that's called a mitigation strategy, and that's key for your business because things happen. Any of you who are using technology, you know it screws up every now and again. You know it disappears on you. If you're using social media, Facebook might decide to depublish you. Happened to me twice. Instagram might put you into jail. Happened to me about 4 times, I think. So these are the things you plan for in your plan. So those audience strategies are key to your business. You're always going to need an audience to sell to. There must always be some type of thing on the go. You can also have a platform for your audience. So a platform is usually something that's searchable, and so it's not usually social media. Look, we normally go into social media to be entertained, do we not? We go to things like YouTube, podcasts to be educated, to learn something. So that's what these are, right? So it's usually a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, and people keep telling me up in Pinterest as well. So those things. So that's audience. That's what we look after. The next thing we do is we sell. So we need a sales strategy. There's a bunch of them. Masterclasses, webinars, 3-part lives, challenges, you name it. There's a whole host of them. Pick one that works for you, get good at it, and keep doing it. And then the final thing is your delivery, which I always include ops in. So delivery is, how do I deliver the services I have sold to my audience, who are now my clients, and then how do I build the machine that is my business? So that will include the technology side of things. That includes the content that you have. It's all of it. So that sits here, right? Now, mostly when we're starting out, we have to stay up here in the audience. We have to get bigger and bigger audiences so we can make sales, because industry standards. I talk about knowing your numbers all the time. So know your numbers because they help. Here's a number. You might need to do 10 calls to get 1 client. So that's a 10% close rate, right? So if you want 100 clients, you need 1,000 calls. It's these things that help us pop a prior plan and do forecasting. Now, back to the purpose of this little YouTube. My client said to me, Liz, I don't have time to do my audience build strategy. And I said, well, do you have time to build your business? Of course I have my time to build my business. So I had to remind her, well, if you're building your business, you're doing one of these things. So what are you really telling me? She's telling me she doesn't want to build it. It's too hard. It's new. Go back to the levels of competency and the 4 stages of learning. But she was using time as an excuse. We all do. I do. So here's how I want you to think about time. There is 24 hours in the day. Okay. Everybody has them. Everybody. And that's got to be the first thing that we look at, because we see eminently successful people who are doing more and more and more and more stuff with their time, and we're wondering, well, how can they get all that done? Yes, they have big teams, but here's what they do. If you're somebody who has a job, then I'm going to use average numbers. For you, put your numbers in that apply to you. So we always start with the first one, which is 8 hours sleep, because that's what we're told we need. Now, you might get less than that, you might get more than that. Put that in, I'm using 8. Then let's say you do an 8-hour job. So that's your 8-hour job. Now, if you're somebody like me who this is your job, then do you really work 8 hours a day? I know that I don't. And then you'd start to play, because that's 16 hours. So how many hours do I have left? Well, at the moment, I have 8. So you might go, but Liz, it takes me 2 hours to get to my job and back home. All right, so I'm going to go 2 hours commute. Now, most people are not doing 2 hours, but I'm being generous. Then we're going to say I'm going to have an hour to eat and meal prep. So how many hours have I now got, right? Because I had 8 left, I've just used another 3. So I now have 5. 5 hours a day after I've done all of the things that I need to do. You might go, but Liz, I'm a gym rat, got to go to the gym. Okay. How long are you going to be at the gym for? Let's say an hour. Now I've got 4. So on and so forth. So it's not that you do not have the time, it's that you don't prioritize. Okay, so we make time for what's important to us. If building your business is important for you, you've got to make the time. But you have to make the time on a task that will move your business forward. Because here's the other thing a lot of us will get into, and that is, I'm using my schizophrenia board again, people. That is this thing, right? Where we're stopping and we're starting all the time. So we might start a new audience strategy, doesn't work, we're going to stop, we wait a bit, we start something else, we stop, we wait again. So we don't get any of this beautiful momentum that will allow us to grow and soar, because we keep stopping and starting. Now, this is also true if you're in your business as a solopreneur and you're trying to juggle all of the things all the time. So you're multi-focused and you're going everywhere. This is where you have to use this available time that you have over here and get very specific with your prioritization, which is why I'm telling you all you must have a plan. Because that plan's going to tell you how to use the time you've got to produce the end result you want. If you keep allowing your brain to get interrupted, I was talking to somebody else today, and as they're saying how they know they've got to work on an audience build, but they've also got some clients to deliver to, and they wanted to improve some of their back-end systems as well. Well, you just decide what you're working on and how many hours, and then you get rid of all distractions and you focus on it. And that's the hardest thing. It's the discipline with the focus and the consistency to get the result. That's why I love a plan, because when you have a plan, you typically get told what you're going to work on, when, and for how long ahead of time. And then you can start tracking it so that you can see, oops, I'm falling into this pattern, or, oh, I'm not being dedicated and focused, whatever it happens to be for you. So net, build your business, keep focused, understand everybody's got the same amount of time. It's just what you do with it that matters. There's more than enough time, because imagine what you could achieve. 2 hours per day every week, Monday through Friday if needs to be. So 10 hours of real effort, just focused, dedicated effort. And look, if you did that, you still have 2 hours a day. You still have 2 hours to do whatever you want with. So learn to understand what is important to me now, and then go ahead and make decisions based on that. If you're anything like me, you're going to have to remind your brain of this almost on the daily, because he's going to want to go off on social media. But social media is going to cut into this time. YouTube being watching cuts into this time. Buying another course to learn something new cuts into this time, and is probably an example of you not wanting to focus and dedicate. It's probably another stoppy starty. It feels good at the time to learn something, but doesn't move you or your business forward. So that's this one today. If you like how I talk, if you like how I write things up, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments below if it was helpful. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.